Hey, Team Impact. Today's Thursday, October 9th. We're going to go ahead and get into dividing some fractions. We warmed up with some multiplying fractions. But anyway, it just really continues on. We're going to do dividing fractions today, and then we're going to practice multiplying and dividing tomorrow. So it's just another layer, dividing fractions off of multiplying fractions. So let's get over it. If we go over this, all right, we got to write all mixed numbers as impropers, just like yesterday, all right? And then we got to change the sign to multiplication and flip the second fraction, all right? And they use this KISS thing. Keep, switch, flip is what I use. So let's go ahead and get started. 1/4, change the sign. So when we divide two fractions, we're going to change the sign to multiplication, and we're going to reciprocate or flip the second fraction. So reciprocate means to flip it. And now, after we flip, we can go ahead and factor. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2, and we've been working on that yesterday and in the warm-up, and we end up with 3/10. So it's keep, switch, flip. Keep, switch to multiplication, flip. 4/5, keep, switch, flip. At this point, I can go ahead and do some factoring, and I'm looking for a top to bottom combination, and I really don't see any, so it's going to be 28 over 25, okay? And that's going to simplify down to 1 3/25. So again, keep, switch, flip, and we continue on to number 3. Number 3 reads 2/3, all right, divided by, and I'm going to go ahead and switch this to an improper of 5/3, okay? Now, all right, I'm going to keep, switch, and flip, and write my equals out. Now, at this point, I can go ahead and do some factoring. When I have the same number on the top and bottom, I can cross them off and put a 1 because I've divided both of those by 3. 2 times 1 is 2, 1 times 5 is 5, and we end up with 2/5. Okay? Number 4. This equals 5/4. Keep the sign as division. This equals 9/8. Now, what some of you are going to start to do is try and do all of this in one step instead of writing it twice. Now I keep, I switch, and I flip the second fraction. So just be consistent on what you're doing. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice, 5 times 2 is 10, 1 times 9 is 9, and that's 1 1/9. Number 5. 3/4 divided by 9/5. Okay? 3/4 times 5/9. Can we factor? Yes, we can cross cancel with the 3 and the 9. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into that 3 times, and we end up with 5/12. So the extra layer is the keep, switch, flip. We've done everything else up to this point. Number 6. We end up with 11/9. Since that's a simple fraction, I'm going to switch and I'm going to flip it right there. Okay? So I switch that to an improper. 6 and 9 are both divisible by 3. 9 goes 3 times, and we end up with 11/15. Keep, switch, flip. Okay, so we're going to rewrite this as 3/1. Keep it division, and I'm going to write this as 12/5. I put my whole number over 1. I keep it. I switch it. I flip the second fraction, and then I look to reduce. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 5/4, which equals 1 1/4. Right? We should be able to go from here to there mentally. Okay? You can pause the video at any time and You can work on your own and check it. That's fine too. All right, so it's 15 thirds divided by 10 ninths. It's 15 thirds times 9 tenths. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 9 3 times. 5 goes into 15 3 times. 5 goes into that twice. I end up with 9 over 2. You see, by factoring on the front end, we don't have to worry about reducing on the back end. 9 seconds. Well, 2 goes into 9 4 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1, and the denominator stays the same. So that equals 4.5. So dividing fractions is really a lot of fun once you get it down and understand it's keep, switch, flip, right? Okay, let's flip it over and continue on. Okay. All right, and we're going to cut this down because of the time issue, but I'm going to do 9, 11, and then a couple of these word problems, okay? All right, so 16 and 5 is 21 over 8 divided by 24 and 3 is 27 fourths. Now I rewrite, I keep, I switch, and I flip, and I look for factoring. Now we've got a mess here, right? Let's start with the 21 and the 27. Both of these are divisible by 3. Both of these are divisible by 4. 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 9 is 18, and we circle it. Okay? So get into a process, right? Get into a process. Let's do number 12 together since it's a triple stack. Okay? Now, we have addition and division. Now, what we're going to do here is the division because please excuse my dear Aunt Sally tells us to divide first. So I keep, I switch, and I flip. We're going to divide both of these by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay? 6 and 9. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And let's multiply them through. 15 eighths. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and write 15 eighths down here, and I'm going to add it to 3 fourths. Because we've already done this, I have to add to 3 fourths. Now, we need a common denominator, right? So I'm going to rewrite these with both of the denominator of 8. And I'm going to come down into here. So it's 15 over 8 plus this is 8 times 2 times 2 is 6 eighths. So we end up with 21 eighths. Okay? Let's go ahead and switch that to a mixed number. And let's do it the old-fashioned way. 2 eighths are 16. And when we subtract, we get 5. So we end up with 2 5 eighths. And I'm going to rewrite that right here and circle it. Okay? So that took a little bit more space than we thought. Okay. So hopefully you're feeling pretty good about this. We're going to do a couple word problems here. Let's hit number 14. How many bracelets can be made using 10 5/6 feet? So we have this much string. Think of it that way. And each bracelet requires 5 eighths. So how many of those 5 eighths are in this? We need to divide that up. So it's 10 5/6 divided by 5 eighths. Okay? So we have 65/6 times 8 fifths, right? We're going to divide both of these by 2 and get that. And we're going to divide both of these by 5. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 65, I think, 13 times, right? 3 times 1 is 3. 13 times 4. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. You see how I did that? Now, we're going to go ahead and divide these out. 3 sevens are 21. 17 and a third. How many bracelets? All right. Bracelets. Now, the problem is I can't have a third of a bracelet, so it's 17 bracelets. 17 bracelets, right? We have to go down to the preceding number. All right. Let's take a peek at one more. Number 15. Mr. Kessler is filling test tubes with a solution used to use with his science students. He has 220 milliliters of solution, but each test tube takes this. So we need to figure out how many of these are in that. So we have 220 divided by 9 and a third. So I simply just put that over 1. Okay? So we're going to go 220 over 1, keep, switch. Oh, I made a mistake. That was a mixed number, so I can't switch that yet. See what I did? I tried to do it all at once, and I made a mistake. But it's okay, I corrected it. Excuse me, I'm going to rewrite this. Now I'm going to keep. Now I'm going to switch, and now I'm going to flip. 1 and 3 are compatible, but if you divide them both by 1, you're going to get the same numbers. So we have 2 even numbers. So let's start there with 2. Half of 28 is 14, and half of that is 110. They're both still even, so let's divide them by 2 again. 7, 55. 55 times 3. Well, 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 15 is 165 over 7. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and set this problem up over here because I need a little bit more room. 7 goes into 1, no, but 16 twice. Subtract and get 2. Bring the 5 down. 7 threes are 21. Subtract and get 4. So we end up with 23 and 4 sevens. All right, test tubes. So that's today's lesson in a nutshell. Let's take a peek at the homework. You guys have homework, and it's lesson 5, and it is right here, lesson homework 5. You have numbers 1 to 10, okay? So in class, you should have a good 20 minutes. Have a good day.